introduced a policy that comes from a place of ignorance and prejudice. A short while ago, our Middle East correspondent, Orla Guerin, told me about the reaction in the Middle East region to President Trump's executive order.
Well, we now have a statement from Egypt Air saying that they received official notification in the past few hours that they were to prevent visa holders from the 7 Muslim majority countries from boarding flights to the US. Now, they did not have this official notification yesterday, but nonetheless, at least 7 passengers who were in transit through Egypt from both Iraq and Yemen were prevented from boarding flights. That happened because there is a standard system of pre-authorization. Every passenger listed on a flight to the US has to be approved. Yesterday, the airlines Egypt Air were told that certain passengers were not approved, and at least 7 were taken off the flights, or at least rerouted, I should say, back to their countries of origin. Now, we have managed to speak to one of those who was affected yesterday. This is an Iraqi gentleman. He was here in Cairo with his wife and with 3 children. The party of 5 were due to board a flight, an Egypt Air flight to the US. They had visas and they were stopped. Now, this gentleman has worked in the past in Iraq for a subcontractor that was used by USAID. He has told us his life was in danger at that time, that he and his family are all potential targets for terrorists, and he simply cannot understand how the US administration could take this decision.
And is it all visa holders? What about those with green cards, Orla?
Well, according to the information from Egypt Air, there are exceptions. They say that green card holders from the countries specified, Sudan, Yemen, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Somalia and Libya, will be allowed to board the flight, or their various flights, as well as diplomatic passport holders and government officials. So people in those narrow defined categories should still be able to board their flights. But the gentleman that we spoke to just a short time ago made the point that he and his family had been through a rigorous 2-year-long vetting program. He said 1 entire year was spent on background checks of not only him, but his family, his friends, everybody that he was in contact with. He said, look, this suggests that Donald Trump does not trust his own officials, does not trust those that were involved in that process. He and his wife both gave up their jobs in anticipation of beginning a new life in the United States. They sold their car, their home, all of their furniture. They literally shut down their lives in Iraq. Today, they are now back in Iraq, having to rely on the generosity of family, having had to move in and live with relatives. And they say that Donald Trump has ruined their lives.
We're also hearing, Orla, and I don't know what you're hearing there, about some reports saying that Iraq is saying that Americans should leave Iraq, so a form of retaliation, I'm assuming.
Well, this isn't an official statement from the Iraqi government, but what we are hearing are various reports saying that the influential Shia cleric Muqtada al-Sadr has made a statement. His comments are a little bit unclear. He's reported to have said something like, before you expel expatriates, take your own citizens out of these countries first. Now, the US is not currently expelling anyone, but there seems to be a suggestion there that he is saying that US citizens should have to leave the countries involved. He's quoted as describing Trump's decision as arrogant and condescending, but so far those comments, those reported comments, are coming only from him. We have not yet had a statement from the Iraqi authorities, although we are expecting a statement from the Iraqi Foreign Ministry. We also don't know how many people may have been affected today, how many more people should have been on that flight, the Egypt Air flight, and weren't allowed to board.
Orla Guerin there. Now,